Hello, friends, and welcome to another GI interview. I am Alex Stadnik. I'm joined with the queen of video games, Liana Rupert. Hello, Liana.
Still don't have a crown of chicken nuggies, but we're going to move on past that.
Patience is a virtue. You don't have to be too much patient for Back 4 Blood, though, because here we are. We get to discuss it with the lead producer himself, Matt O'Driscoll. Hello, sir. How are you?
Hello. I'm very well.
Good.
Yeah, we're doing great. We're at that stage of development. Everything's coming together. Super excited to talk to you today.
Absolutely love to see it. So we got to see, for those who don't know, Back 4 Blood, a spiritual successor to Left 4 Dead, 4-player zombie crushing experience, just the best, and we recently got to see how PvP is going to be expanded with the Ridden versus the survivors. Do you want to jump into that and talk about that newly announced experience?
Yeah, sure. Like you said, it's the cleaners versus the Ridden. So you queue up with 3 of your friends. You go into a match, and you're playing a best of 3. So you play 2 rounds, and it's whoever lasts the longest on the cleaner side is the winner. Best of 3, as I said. But that's kind of the simple breakdown of it. There's a ton of other stuff to it, though, like pre-round, the zombies team has time to. We have a system, like a tree system called the ZMS. So you're granted points at the start of a game. Also, you get more points after each round. And so you can put those points into offensive, defensive things, team abilities. You can upgrade the common horde. So as well as you're playing one of the mutated Ridden, like the Tool Boy or the Reaker, but also the common horde are attacking the cleaners at the same time. So you can hey, I'm going to throw a runner in there, or I'm going to throw some more armored guys in there. So you kind of got a bit of strategy there. And then on the cleaner side, at the start of each round, you can select a deck, which is our card system. We have some. We've got 4 pre-made decks from you to choose from, like a soldier one or a medic or utility one, and then we've got a selection of cards that you can actually build your own deck for PvP as well. This is a set of cards that we just give you at the start of each round. So then once you've built your deck, you go into the start of the round, and while the Ridden are doing their zombie point stuff, you're looking around the world, and we've kind of scattered crates around the arena, and you open up the crates and you can find different guns, medic stuff, barbed wire, throwables, all that kind of stuff. So it's up to you how you want to place those items or spread them out amongst your team. So there's a kind of there's a bit of strategy going on before you even get into the game.
I love that. Is you may have said, and I apologize, but just to be clear, the cards that you earn in the more conventional mode, right, where it's just PvE, right? Do those translate into PvP then? No,
they don't. No, we're just giving you a set bunch of cards for the start of PvP. So we're keeping everyone on an even kill, basically. So you can't earn new cards as the cleaners. You won't get extra points as the Ridden, and so it keeps that balance. Because actually, some of the cards, even though we might give you like a health regen card in PvE, you might have that card in PvP, but we tune it maybe a little bit towards PvE, like slight tuning, balance changes. You might get a little bit more health in one mode versus the other. But it's kind of set that even though they're the same cards, there are some differences here and there.
For sure, and they're not as readily available. So then what are in PvP? Are there unlocks players are working towards? Are there ranks? Like what's that experience like?
No, it's you're going in, you're playing like a best of 3 match, and right now we're playing for bragging rights on each one of those matches with your friends. So we're not unlocking anything at the moment. We're literally starting every match afresh.
Cool.
Here's your set of cards. Here's your Ridden. Here's your zombie points. In you go.
Go at it.
Yeah, go at it. Yeah, like I said, there's a different Ridden. So you might want to play the Stinger, who's kind of like, wants to keep out of the action a bit and use the spit attack and pin. You want to pin one of the cleaners down. That perhaps gives one of your friends who's playing an exploder, for example, to run in and try and explode because they're trying to get the guy out the pin. So there's like all these different little strategies that you can do each round. So yeah, there's a lot there right now to keep you busy.
For sure. And then
it sounds so chaotic. I'm like picturing this, and I remember all the chaos we were doing during the beta with the PvP or the PvE, and like I'm just imagining just pure mayhem of just gloriousness.
Yeah, these rounds are kind of reasonably short as well. So a very important point. We keep saying PvP, but we call it the swarm mode. Mm-hmm. And so what's happening around you? You're in like an arena, like a almost circular type arena. But what's keeping you in that arena is a swarm of ridden insects, right? That will harm the cleaners. So as the game goes on, the round goes on, this swarm is coming in and it's just making it. I don't think they make that noise. At least I hope not. But they're coming in closer and closer and closer.
You didn't do the VO capture for the swarm?
No, I did ask, but they were like, not today, OD.
Just keep producing.
Get out of booth. And so it makes the play area a lot smaller as the round goes on. So yeah, you might find a decent place for you to hold out for a little bit as the cleaners. I'm hiding in this cabin for a bit, and I'm like, oh yeah, look, pick them off from here. They can't get us. But all of a sudden, the swarm comes in. Oh my god, we've got to get out of this cabin. We've got to find a different area to try and if we're going to hunker down or we're going to stay out in the open and jump and sprint and all the rest of it. So because that's coming in at a certain time on each round, they don't last. They're not long rounds. They're very quick, snappy. It's like into the next one, into the next one, into the next one. So yeah, you're right. They can be like kind of chaotic and a lot going on. And yeah, it's a lot of fun. We've actually just been playing it this morning across the whole studio, and we've had some pretty good, some great rounds.
You're not bragging, are you?
No.
No way.
A little bit, yeah.
Actually, the team I was on the first match we played, we didn't do very good. We didn't do very good at all.
Yeah,
I reckon we were up against QA. Those
for sure.
Those folks are good. Yeah. They know their stuff. Yeah,
most definitely. Now, is this the only? Because obviously the main game's co-op. This is the first PvP that you guys have really talked about. Is there more, or is this the only mode that you're focusing on for PvP?
Oh, this is it for launch. This is our PvP for launch. Yeah.
Cool.
Will you guys do any kind of timed events or anything, like seasonal events with PvP?
I mean, we're releasing in like October 12th, so we're not far off Halloween anyway. So that one, I guess that is our event, right? We'll release the game 3 weeks before Halloween. Never say never, but it's stuff we'll think about in the future, I'm sure.
For sure.
And I recommend a PvP mode where we just kill little tiny Santas.
No.
That's normal.
What? No.
Like little zombies that are little swarms that are like dressed as Santas with their little beards.
Hang on, let me just write that one.
Yeah. You can have that one.
Here first, folks.
I got it.
There you go. Beautiful. Speaking of the October date, in this crazy age of games, right, and COVID, you guys had to delay. What do you feel like you were able to accomplish in that time? And similarly too, like what differences can we see for people who played the alpha back last year to now? Like what kind of changes are we seeing there?
Let's touch on the alpha stuff first. So then the alpha, I think we did one map, right? It was Evansburg and it was PvE with 4 cleaners. So when we're going to go for the open beta in August, we're going to have another cleaner in there that you're going to be able to play. And then we're going to have Evansburg PvE map is back. Another PvE map called Blue Dog. So we're going to flow from that map to the next map. And then the PvP mode will be across 2 different maps outside of Evansburg and Blue Dog. Okay. So actually what we do for our PvP maps is we take kind of a section of a PvE map and tune it and kind of redesign it to be a play space for PvP. So you'll kind of get a little sneak preview into some other maps that are later on in the game in PvP. And then just to touch a little bit on the delay, it was a crazy time. March, whenever it was last year, we're all in an office working away. We were getting ready for E3 last year, and then bang, we're all at home. and it was a big shift for us. We weren't a work from home studio. It's not something we really wanted to do before. We really wanted people in the office. I think we're going to change our attitude about that since this has happened. But yeah, so we had to get people up and running as quickly as we could. So we concentrated on PC dev. Then we had to bring like the consoles in, and people live in different places. I mean, if I said to you, I'm going to ship you 4 consoles, you all need to play and plug in. Where'd you put them? It's hard for people, yeah. So yeah, we slowed down a little bit there, and so yeah, we just needed some, that little bit of extra time to, fix our bugs, polish this game up, and really, make sure we bring the best experience we can come October.
For sure.
You talked about how COVID is. You guys are thinking about maybe doing some kind of moving around after work from home orders. Did you guys already have like conversations? Because I know like Microsoft and a bunch of bigger, big studios are talking about revamping going forward. Have you guys started having those conversations?
A little bit. I mean, we didn't really hire people from out of state before COVID. We were so keen on having people in the office. That was kind of the way Turtle Rock worked as a studio. We're a very collaborative studio. Kind of as an example, like all our desks, we keep them on wheels. All our computers are attached to the desks along with the battery packs. So if they want to go, hey, I want you to go and sit with Alex, you just unplug your desk, pull it over, plug it next to Alex, plug it in, done. You've just moved desks like in a minute. And so, we had that. We wanted those pods. We wanted that collaboration. But yeah, we found, you can work from home. It's, it's not impossible. And so we hired during the pandemic. We still needed staff. We still needed to hire up. So we changed that attitude a little bit, and we started hiring people out of state. So, it's something we're considering. We're thinking about it. We're getting close to some of our staff going back into the office on a part-time basis. So it's definitely changed, the way Turtle Rock think about that for sure.
Yeah,
it's changed the industry. It's
right.
Wild to think about. Because Game Informer was the same way. It was always you had to be here, and I tried for 17 years to get hired, and I finally took a global pandemic to make it happen. But here we are. I did have a question. And this is just because Alex and I we talk about this way more than we should. We're huge Left 4 Dead fans, like huge Left 4 Dead fans. People keep talking about this is Left 4, same creators, same teams. Does that bug you at all that people don't really seem to be able to separate Back 4 Blood from Left 4 Dead? Or are you just like, hell yeah, let's talk more Left 4 Dead too? Like, how does that feel for you guys to just constantly have that Left 4 Dead name attachment?
It's cool. Doesn't bug us at all. Yeah. I mean, no, not at all. I mean, there's still people in the studio that worked on that game, obviously. And, there is obviously, there's some similarities to it, but there's some big differences as well. Bringing in the card system, for example, in PvE, where we've got the AI director in Left 4 Dead, we've got the AI director in Back 4 Blood. We've got the card system that the cleaners can play and choose their decks and all the different perks and stuff you get from that. The AI also throws cards at you as well, what we call corruption cards. So at the start of the round, it might go, hey, you're going to have it's going to be dark. And so it's flashlights only. It's like, this has suddenly got a lot more spooky. And then I say the AI director's running. So, there's a lot more going on as well now. A lot more strategy, a lot more building these decks and finding what you like. And I always like reload and stamina, kind of obsessed with it. I want my gun to reload quickly. That's nothing worse than backing off and reload.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
There was a lot of yelling with us.
So I build a lot of reload decks, and I build a lot of stamina, and I put a lot of stamina into my deck. So there's lots of different new strategies that are coming in to Back 4 Blood.
Beautiful. Did you? Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Liana.
Sorry, I gotta just one more because I finally have a chance to talk about it. I gotta. This is purely as a fan asking, taking the journalist hat off for a second. Mm-hmm. But obviously, I mean, maybe I could be wrong, but Alex and I and everybody we played the previous beta with were very excited. I think this is going to scratch an itch that a lot of people have had for years and years and years. This is my hope talking. If Back 4 Blood does really freaking well and Valve comes out and is like, you know what, it's time to bring Left 4 Dead back. Could it happen? Just lie to me and tell me yes, please.
I don't know. I have no idea on that one.
Would you guys
Valve,
down for it?
I could call Valve and ask them.
Valve,
yeah.
we got people when there's interest.
We'll see. It's a lot. Yeah, who knows in the future. Yeah. I mean, right now, these next, whatever we are, 3-4 months, we're just head down, solid on getting this game out, getting it good, getting this open beta out, making sure that the stuff that the people play in the open beta that we can, any things that crop up there, we have time to address in the full game. So, a little bit of a cop-out answer, I know, but we're heads down.
You handled it well.
To talk about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm happy.
You handled it well. You talked a little bit about how this team still has Left 4 Dead DNA in the actual development team, right? But I would imagine even more so, there's quite a few people who worked on Evolve, your first game as Turtle Rock.
Yep.
What kind of...
I'm one of them.
Oh, very nice. Yeah. That game had a lot going for it. What kind of lessons did you all learn from that, good and bad, that you've implemented here in Back 4 Blood?
Yeah, I think, we've learned, you're right. We have learned some, learned some lessons across the dev of those two games. Certainly getting people into the game, understanding what's going on a lot quicker on Back 4 Blood, that barrier to entry. Obviously both games were co-op going, let's go back to PvE to start developing that first, and our PvP go a bit more traditional 4v4, that kind of balance balance there is a little bit easier. So yeah, there's definitely lessons we learned. But yeah, I mean, I've loved working on that game. I had a great time working on that game. We had some fantastic games internally, some crazy games. So yeah, nothing but good times there as well. So
for sure,
that's why I'm still here.
Yeah, I love it. What is it about the PvE co-op genre that's so intriguing to you as a development team? Because it seems, 2 games in, this seems to be your identity that you're creating for yourself or for the team.
Yeah,
right?
You've got it. It's that kind of bread and butter almost. It's it's what we're good at developing, I think, and it's what we've we veered off a little bit. We did some other stuff with Oculus, so we did some other style games, but we came back. We always kind of come back to this style game. It's what we're good at. It's what we enjoy testing as a studio. You get those matches going. You get you can hear people screaming from across the studio, like, what's going on over there? Whether it's good or bad, it's still great feedback. Even if they're screaming in frustration, it's like, okay, it's something we know we need to address. But yeah, I think it's just like you say, it's in the DNA. It's in the founders' DNA, and so that's why we keep coming back to it.
I love it.
Please don't ever stop.
Yeah.
I try not to. Yeah. I'll have to retire one day.
One day. Yeah. That's years away.
Details.
Yeah, exactly. One of the things, because we've been following the game, we've been posting content on in the trailers and whatnot. One of the things that our community seems to maybe be a little confused about is the card system and whether or not microtransactions are going to be a part of this. Can you talk about Turtle Rock's approach to microtransactions and how it's going to work with the cards and the cleaners and whatnot?
Yeah, pretty simple on that. There isn't any cards. No microtransactions. No, you earn cards in the game by playing through, unlocking points, and then buying them with in-game currency. So yeah, we're not doing that.
Okay.
We're not, yeah.
And then no DLC around like characters or anything like that.
We're gonna do paid content drops later. We're thinking about it. Like what is that right now? No one's working on it yet. We're all like I said, heads down on the main game. So that will come. But if you're a party leader and you have like a drop of paid content, you'll be able to play still. There's no split. if
Nice.
you don't have
Good.
that.
That's awesome.
Yeah, absolutely no split, no microtransactions.
Beautiful.
And no cosmetics or anything like that?
Oh, we'll do cosmetics. Yeah. We'll be doing some skins, for characters, kind of full body ones, and maybe some ones that you could split up. Some weapons, skins, and things like that. But there's a lot of this different like customization in game as well, with some banners and things like that. But it's all cosmetics that you can earn or you can buy.
For sure.
Oh, you can earn them. Okay, cool.
So
Yep.
You hear that mean YouTuber comments? No microtransactions for cards. It's a beautiful thing. Liana, do you have some more questions?
I don't read the YouTube comments.
You
never.
shouldn't. It's a brutal landscape.
It's a
stay well out of that.
Yeah.
terrible, dark place.
Yeah.
I did have one question. So back in the day, I used to be a part of the Left 4 Dead modding community, and
cool.
some of my best memories were learning coding and learning how to mess around with game files and stuff. Is Back 4 Blood going to facilitate the modding community at all with the online element, or is it going to purely be contained game files?
It's contained. We're at launch for sure. Yeah, we're not going to have anything like that available then.
For sure.
If you listen closely, you can hear my heart break.
That's why I did. Sorry.
Yeah.
Well, this is great with the alpha coming up, or the beta coming up in August, and then you've got the early access period.
Yeah, I think.
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh yeah, I was just say early access is like 5th till 9th, I think, of August, and then the actual main open beta is 12 till 16. I'm gonna have to do my little plug. If you pre-order, you can get early access.
There you go.
Plug away. What aspect? I mean, we obviously got the PvP, which is the swarm, which wasn't available the last time. Is there any other aspects to it that you're just like really excited to see what fans think?
Oh, so new map. Obviously, that's going to be super cool. See how people react to that. I think we've polished more content. There's a bit more stuff there to play. We've balanced a bit more. We're giving, like you said, we're giving 2 different modes to play. Yeah, PvP obviously it's new, so I'm excited to see how people react to that. I mean the alpha, we got some pretty good feedback from. In general, we were happy with it. Fingers crossed, right? We're doing the same on the beta.
For sure.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, it's everything. I'm looking forward to how people react to the whole package. We've put together a nice little slice of the game.
For sure. One of the things I remember from the alpha in the epic boat sequence, which was incredible, but there were a couple of bouts of it felt like the difficulty ramped in such an extreme way. Is that some of the balancing that you've done and have been tuning in your time away?
100%. 100%. We watched, we listened, you
heard the screams.
I mean, it's tough, right? We play it every day, and so that's great feedback. That's why we do a lot of these alphas and betas, because we're there every day, and it's kind of you can get blind to some of that stuff. Like, how difficult is that game? It's not that hard, is it? No, it's too easy. In fact, put it in front of the public, and we're like, oh no, it's really hard.
We were like dominating until that boat part, and when you have to go do the bombs, I was just like, at one point I died, and I just sat there. I was like, I'm just gonna be your cheerleader from now on. Don't even come back for me. It's fine. Just live. It's just for the love of God, live.
Yeah, you'll notice it when you play the beta. We've tuned down. I mean, Nightmare's still gonna be Nightmare. And I think we've changed the name of that difficulty. So forgive me if I got it wrong, but that's what we used to call it.
For sure.
And then our other 2 difficulties we've kind of tuned down a bit. So we've definitely tried to make our easier difficulty like a much more accessible. That's kind of what I touched on before. We don't want people just throwing that controller down and going, oh, it's too hard, I give up. We want people to keep playing, keep going through the game. And that's when we can start tweaking the difficulty, ourselves, AI director and whatnot will come into play then. So let's get people in the game. Let's get them feeling good, slaying zombies. That's kind of what the cleaners are. They're not survivors. That's not who you're playing. You're not like out in the world going, oh, sneak around, a bit worried about these zombies. As the cleaners, you're kind of a band of people who are like, we're taking it to the ridden. I'm fed up with them. Let's go out there and get rid of them, right? And so that's kind of like the attitude that you're meant to have as a player.
Mm-hmm. Nice. Matt, I'll ask you one more question, and then I know we have to go. When we played the alpha last year, it was PC only, and I know console is coming. You know, for basically most of the consoles, the game is coming. With the Series X and the PS5 being next gen experiences, did you add anything to those experiences? Did you tailor, like, you know, with the PS5's haptic feedback and adaptive triggers? Like, are there any additions like that on next gen consoles?
We're still doing a bit of work on the controllers now, to be honest with you, the haptic stuff. We might have it in for the beta. I'm going to say mics. I know it's been worked on and we're getting close, but sure. So there's a little bit of work going on there with it. But, you know, otherwise we're kind of on an even keel across all platforms, tend to like trying to really do as close console parity as we can. But if you've got a PlayStation and I've got an Xbox, we've got cross play as well, cross gen, cross play.
Beautiful.
So we can, and you can all, that's definitely in the open beta. You'll be able to, if some of your friends have different platforms, you can still get together and play, and we should as well, right? Let's get a match together. Us three, and maybe I'll grab another
anytime.
Dev. And when we go live, we'll get some matches together. Yeah,
it's a date. Let's do it. I'm all in.
Like, add me as a friend on Discord, and we could just arrange it through there when we go live.
The OD himself, Rock. I'm gonna hold you to that. We're gonna get some streams together. It's gonna be fun.
Now he's gonna know I was pretending I was a good player.
I'm not that good. I'm not that good.
I'll lead us. We'll be fine. Matt,
good.
Thank you so much for joining us. We are in E3 right now, baby. It's a beautiful thing. We've seen some awesome new gameplay from Back 4 Blood. Comes out in October for majority of consoles, PlayStation, Xbox, PC.
Yep.
And I know I'm looking forward to it. So thank you so much, sir. Thank you for watching. Like I said, we're in the midst of E3, so we have a ton of great coverage on the site, the YouTube page, the podcast. Liana, thank you so much for joining us. And friends, we'll see you next time. Be good to one another. Take care.
Thank you. Bye-bye.